Welcome back. Today I'm venturing in downtown Toronto while Taylor Swift's in town. Today is the last of her 6 concerts here, so I thought I'd brave some of the extra traffic to see how FSD performs. I'm going to make my way down to the stadium as well. Of note on this drive, you can really see how well FSD does in high traffic situations. There are, though, a couple of issues that do pop up, and around the 10-minute mark, you'll really want to pay attention to what I think is a very critical error from FSD, probably one of the worst I've seen since I've driven the car. We're in a very busy area of the downtown right now, so I'm going to be paying attention to which lane FSD is going to take me, whether it's going to be in the left lane or the right lane. Depending on the flow of traffic, sometimes one of those lanes can get very, very congested. So it'll be interesting to see if FSD keeps me in those lanes or decides to move in and out. I've got the car in average mode right now, so we'll see how it decides to move. There is a lot of police presence downtown because of the concert. It's almost like a police state down here. So I am going to pay attention to the amount of cruisers that I do see around town. And you can see right there, there's our first cruiser right there. You can see FSD did a very good job that it got out of that right lane because it had backed up a little bit. And now it suspects that there's going to be a lot of traffic in the left there. So it moves me into the right lane, but immediately sees that there's a car that's parked there on the right and swings me back into the left lane. I'm okay with that. I am paying attention to the cyclists on the road as well. Obviously you don't want to be in a situation where FSD is kind of swerving you in left and right, but again, this traffic downtown is very dynamic, so sometimes it's going to have to move you into the right lane and then immediately adjust and get you back into the left lane. As you can see right now, it's got the signal on, it's trying to get me into the right lane, but we have a lot of traffic there, some cyclists on the right, and there's really no opportunity to move in there, so it's going to have to abandon that turn. As you can see, traffic is moving a little slow, a little deliberately right now. On my map, you can see I'd be turning left well ahead. No need to get me into the right turn lane. We're going through a very wide intersection right now, and we're going a little bit slow. If the light's going to turn, and well, just like that, the light is turning, I'd like to see FSD pick it up a little bit so it gets me through before it turns red. As you can see, the light went red before I went through the intersection. Not a huge deal. Oh, there's another car parked over there, police car. Not a huge deal, but if this was me, I would have accelerated a little bit, obviously making sure there's no pedestrians crossing the road and that it was safe, but I would like a little bit more aggression there. Just going to speed up the camera here. Again, you can see FSD is doing a very good job. You see there's those cyclists there on the right. We've got traffic on the right. It's not scared or apprehensive about driving in these types of conditions. This is all very easy and very standard and par for the course for FSD now. Again, you can see we've got those e-bikes there. Again, e-bikes. They're my nemesis here in downtown Toronto. But FSD really has no issues with them right now. Again, doesn't need to swerve into the right lane. Doing a good job keeping the distance there. Nice and steady and smooth. As you can see, it's trying to go into the right lane there because it saw this guy slowing down a little bit. But you see it's got to stop now because we've got that cyclist there in the right lane, so it has to abandon that. We've got another one, so it does the right move. It's very safe there, very cautious, and always very considerate about vehicles and pedestrians that are driving around it. So good job there. Again, I will speed up the camera because it's doing a great job here. Nothing of note, and again, we're driving very slow just because there's just so much traffic. Oh look, there's our third police car. I'm already regretting driving on this road just because of the traffic here, but hey, that's sometimes what you get when you're driving in downtown. So you can see I'm going to speed up the camera here. I'm going to try to adjust the route a little bit. And you can see looks going here. Now FSD is trying to get me to turn left here, but I actually have to abandon it because if you look at the sign there, there's no turning left at this time of day there. So I could have gotten a ticket if I turned left there. So I was hoping FSD would have picked up on something like that, but it didn't. So as a result, I had to intervene there. So we'll pick up the footage here as well. So far, it's a little bit of a mixed bag right now with FSD. It's doing a good job overall, but it did have a miss there. Okay, we're just going to do a bend to the right, and then we're going to do a left. You see, actually, we just passed that pedestrian who got out of his vehicle. There was a time where FSD would see that and sometimes slam on the brakes. It doesn't have issues with that anymore. It does a very good job. Okay, we're just going to do a bend here, and then we're going to have to turn left at this next major intersection. All right, let's just speed up the camera here. If you look there, there's another police vehicle there. Now we're just going to wait for the traffic to open up here, the light to turn green. And we'll see when FSD makes that left turn. Okay, moving forward. Okay, we've got a lot of pedestrians crossing the road. We've got a lot of vehicles coming towards us, and we've got a streetcar coming towards us. Let's see if FSD can try to squeeze in before that streetcar comes. Okay, streetcar doesn't look like it's going too fast. Looks like there's a gap there. Nice aggressive left turn there, but not unsafe at all. And a good job with that. Now I didn't like that. You see how it did the left turn there and immediately went into the right lane? That's a very unsafe maneuver. I would ding FSD for that. It gets back into the left lane. Now you see we have a stop walk here. And very good. It slows down. The lights were flashing yellow, so it was cautious around that. There were no pedestrians crossing, but it did a good job. It didn't zoom right through it. It was very human in that interaction there with the crosswalk. All right, now we've got another police vehicle in front of us right now. And you can see FSD is signaling like it wants to go into the right lane, but it seems a little bit apprehensive. I don't know if it's because there's a police car in front of us or it's concerned that there's going to be a vehicle parked on the right. You can see it's kind of struggling with that right now, and it's going to stop and abandon going into the right lane. I think it's really trying to determine what its fastest course is going to be here, if it should stay in this lane or it should go into the right lane. And just like that, there you go. As we get closer to the intersection, it gets into the right lane, which I'm good, because often those left lanes can get blocked up. This car here on the left is blocking the left lane, so it does a very good job and goes around that. So excellent job with that. And it'll immediately get into the left lane. Let's see if it does that successfully. And yes, it does. So it's going to stay behind this police car for now. All right, just moving ahead. Going through this intersection, a little bit of a bend there. Nice and smooth. Look, there's another police vehicle there. So that's 6 we've seen so far. And I can't believe how many there are downtown. Nice and smooth. Okay. So you can see we don't have to turn left for some time here, and I'm trying to see if my vehicle or FSD will get me into the right lane, but it's keeping me in the left lane right now. And I'm okay with that, because really you don't know if there's going to be some parked vehicles on the right. Oh, look at this. We've got a police car both ways. So this guy's just stopping here to talk to his buddy. They're probably laughing about how much the city is spending on extra policing for this concert. Oh well. Keeping people safe, I guess. Sure, why not? Just block traffic. Oh, off you go. All right. Very good. No need to get me into the right lane going around this police vehicle. You can see how the lane splits here as well. No point getting me into the right lane. It wasn't going that much faster, although now it looks like the right lane's moving a little bit faster than here. The issue I have right now is in front of this vehicle is a streetcar, and again, I'm going to accelerate a little bit. Now, for the next little bit, as you can see, I'm stuck behind this streetcar. So I'm going to speed up the camera here, because there's really nothing much I can do. FSD could try to go around it, but because the traffic on the right is moving so slow, there really is no point, because we're going to have to be making a left turn up ahead. As you can see, after I make that left turn up ahead, we'll be getting pretty close to the stadium. This is actually one of the better use cases for FSDs when you're stuck in traffic. You can kind of, well, I'm not going to say turn your brain off or anything, but you can just kind of relax and let it just move along here. Okay, we're going to have to turn left here. Let's see what happens now. You can see the wheels turning. Oops, skip ahead a little bit. It's just waiting for that car to pass and those pedestrians to cross. Now, I didn't like that. I would have preferred that it just stayed straight and waited till it was a clear opening and then did its left turn there instead of leaning into the intersection. And I did that because there was no oncoming traffic, but I'm never a fan of that. That's not a best practice. So I'll ding FSD for that too. I've seen it do that before as well. It's not something I'm very good with. It's a little bit too aggressive for my liking. All right, we're going to let these pedestrians pass here, but we are going to get to a significant issue that comes up here with FSD. I just want you to take a look here. On the right of me is a dedicated bike lane, and it actually has some dedicated lights there, stoplights there just for the bike lane traffic. Look what happens here in the next little bit when those lights turn green. Now, as you can see, I'm stopping right now. You can't see it because it's obscured by my rearview mirror, but my main traffic lights are still red. But FSD had me going because it detected those green bike lane signals. Look at that on the right there. You see the arrow pointing there? Those signals are specifically for the bicycle traffic and the bike lane on the right. My main traffic signals were still red, but FSD had me going straight through that intersection, which I think is a huge miss. So I'm definitely going to make note of that and report that. I've actually never seen that really happen before. It's interesting how that happened. I should try that again to see if that's a one-off or just a huge miss there on the FSD's part. All right, we're going to get up to another stop sign here. Good stop. Going through. Okay, we're almost getting to the end there. You can see it on my map ahead. You can see the stadium straight ahead of me. I'm going to see what actually happens if I can actually get in there. That's my goal right now. We got one more stop sign. Very good job. Oh, see, look, it adjusted there. So it started going, and we had that pedestrian crossing there, so it caught that. So again, did the safe thing there. Maybe could have caught that pedestrian a little bit earlier, so I didn't have to stop and start. And yeah, so look, I have to get around this vehicle right now, which FSD does a good job with, but I got a problem now where I've got some police in front. I have to disengage because I'm supposed to be going straight through there, but I can't tell if that's a blockade or not. So, but you know, I'm kind of just pointing at the cops, and I'm going to go through there and I'm going to re-engage. You can see the stadium's right in front of me. All those Taylor Swift fans are there. Let's see what FSD does. And just like that, look, we got a full blockade. I can't go any further. Geez, I thought this was going to be open for at least a couple more hours, but it looks like it's sectioned off there as well. So I'm going to have to completely disengage there, which is unfortunate. I wanted to see what it would do. In this situation, I really have to intervene because otherwise it was just going to send me into a loop in that same area. So I'm just going to continue on the drive right here. We're just going to get away from the stadium, and we'll see how FSD finishes up this drive here. So let's just pick it up again. So you can see on the map, I'm going to be turning left. That was unfortunate. I drove through all that traffic, and then the stadium was all cut off then. But I guess that's the way it is. All right, turning left here. I don't know if FSD is going to want to go straight or turn left here. It looks like it's trying to turn left here. Look, there's a police car there, so I'm going to take over because it wasn't driving with enough confidence in that left turn there. So I decided to pick up there. So maybe my car was aggravated by that whole stadium situation there, but it didn't do a very good job on that. So I'll pick it up again. FSD had a little bit of a few stumbles here finishing off this drive. Oh, look, slowing down. There's one more police car. That's 12 for this drive. Unbelievable. Now, this is where FSD does an excellent job, actually. I've gone through this merging area before. If you look on the right, you see there's a lot of vehicles that are merging on in front of me. And I actually have to get into that right lane as well. So we have a few things. I'm going to have to signal to go right. At the same time, I'm going to have to let those vehicles get in front of me. And on to the right of those vehicles, there's some other cars that are trying to move into the middle lane as well. So we've got lots of merging activity coming from both directions. And this is something that FSD does a very, very good job with now, especially in these slow conditions, nice and safe. I really don't feel that concerned, knock on wood, that I would have a collision here. That would be FSD's fault. It's very, very cautious when it comes to merging, and it does a very good job, and it's very considerate in letting cars go by, and it also knows when to be aggressive and move forward. See here? Went forward, slowed down. Now look here, this guy's trying to cut in front of me, move over a couple lanes, and FSD just goes calmly around him right now, picks up the speed, and does an excellent job there. So there you go. I don't really know what to make of this drive today, actually. Overall, in very busy conditions, FSD drove reasonably well, some indecisiveness. But most troubling was that one time it went through the intersection when the bike lane lights turned green, but the main lights were still red. That was something I've never seen before. You know, one thing is for sure, though, I don't think I'll ever venture a drive out when Taylor Swift comes back to town. Again, thank you for watching. Your support is appreciated as always. More videos coming, so please like and subscribe if you're interested in these types of videos. You all drive safe, and I'll see you on the roads.